No,
Exactly.
Joel, and I remember being in a couple of your shows early on.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, really early on. You had was it the lunchbox
Yes.
up above? Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that brings me back. I will say this, JSwizzle, your Instagram actually inspired me to start doing this podcast. Did you know
Really?
that? Yep,
No, I didn't.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I started watching all your videos from the previous Dallas card show, and I was like, wow, you're doing such a great job interviewing some of the legends and whatnot. I was like, man, I think that's something I want to try. So thank you for that. You've inspired me to do this. So there you go.
That's awesome. You're
You
welcome.
start.
Hey, Joel-ATX here. How are you guys doing? Hey, really excited about this next episode with JSwizzle and Papa Swizz, by the way. Great father-son tandem. I've been watching their shows for a long time. Amazing shows, amazing people. I think you're going to get a lot out of this episode. I'm going to do something I haven't done yet. This is episode number 11. I'm going to do a little selfish plug. I've got a big show coming up this Saturday. It's going to be 7 a.m. Central Time. Probably about a 2-hour show. I'm going to do my pick six. Maybe run some of my bigger cards. So I want to show you some of my cards and then throw you an extra coupon code kind of as a discount. So Ohio State fans, that's out of 10. That's got Ezekiel Elliott, Devin Smith, Cardell Jones, and Michael Thomas to celebrate their championship. Cam Ward Visionary, Terrion Arnold, Dragon Scale out of 10. Love this one. Tom Brady, Drake May. That's a pretty cool one. How about this one? Cam Ward, top 19, red and white striped, PSA 10. Amon-Ra St. Brown, that's a rookie auto. Another rookie auto, PSA graded 9. It's a good looking leaf. That's Jahmyr Gibbs, rookie. And then the top 3 cards that I'm really proud of. That's a 1-of-1 Audric Estime, the new the new Maurice Jones-Drew. I love that patch, bro. Brian Thomas Jr., that's out of 5. Nike patch. Is anyone hotter than Puka Nacua? Maybe Drake May, but we got a Puka Nacua RPA as well that we're running. And then a Jordan Love PSA 10 Sunday Kings. So there's a coupon code. I'm going to give you $3 off your very first $10 purchase. So the code is right here. So basically, once you get into my show, hit wallet. And then type that code into the promo code, and you're gonna get $3 off your very first $10 purchase. I hope to see you guys there. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I'm having an absolute blast, and I'm gonna continue doing this. So thank you so much for the great feedback. If you're interested in helping me out in any way or want to be a special guest, hit me up. Thanks, y'all. See ya. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I am honored to have the JSwizzle and the Papa Swizz team. Say hi, you guys.
How's it going?
Hey, hi from the Swizzles.
Oh, yeah.
Live from the Swizzle, straight out of, I believe, Denver, Colorado.
Indeed.
Yes,
Denver,
sir.
Colorado.
Let's start out with some bold predictions. What do you guys think about the game coming up? Denver Broncos, Buffalo Bills. Wow, it's going to be a barn burner. What are your thoughts?
I think the Broncos, obviously, we're big Broncos fans. We're big Bo Nix fans in particular. And I feel like it's going to be a great battle with Josh Allen and Bo Nix.
Hey, we love Josh Allen. As
Yeah.
a player, he's one of our big PC players for modern, and naturally, Bo Nix is our biggest PC.
Sure.
So, but I'll tell you, for the game, the Broncos are the underdogs, even though they're the number 1 seed.
Isn't that crazy?
When the Broncos are the underdogs, that means we're going to be the overdogs.
So I just released a podcast today, and I boldly proclaim that I have Denver going to the Super Bowl. So I am backing you guys up. Now I will say there's some pressure because this podcast is going to be released on Thursday of next week, so we will already have known who wins. But one thing is for sure, it's a great team. It's a great game for the hobby. Josh Allen versus Bo Nix, all the other
100%.
pieces. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I love for the hobby of the other players in there. The story of Drake May and Caleb, the 2024 class is amazing.
It really is. It really is. We needed that because, as you well know, this year's class is pretty mediocre thus far. So it's great to see
Right.
2024 kind of carry the torch. Let's go. Let's talk about JSwizzle Sports. And I believe your sister named you JSwizzle. Is that correct?
It is. My sister did name me JSwizzle when I was young.
And now you're owning it. And I love it. Now we have JSwizzle and Papa Swizz. I love it. All right. So they are a five-star shop. They are a premier shop, which believe you me, takes a ton of work. Um, 1 day average shipping. I think that is one of the most important things as a streamer. And then I got to move this monitor. 38,000 followers. And I think we said this before we started recording, but you've been streaming how long again?
We've been streaming for a little over a year.
Awesome. That's that's a lot of progress in a little over a year. So congratulations. Again, I can't thank you two enough for joining the podcast, Five with Joel ATX. I'm
Thanks,
excited to
buddy.
talk with you, and I know a lot of people are as well. I will say this, Jay Swizzle, your Instagram actually inspired me to start doing this podcast. Did you know that?
Really?
Yep,
No, I didn't.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I started watching all your videos from the previous Dallas card show, and I was like, wow, you're doing such a great job interviewing some of the legends and whatnot. I was like, man, I think that's something I want to try. So thank you for that. You've inspired me to do this. So there you go.
That's awesome. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
start.
Get into some of the fun questions. So you said you've been streaming for a little over a year. Can you guys walk me through your very first stream and kind of how did it go?
Oh yeah. So, um, well, we were actually in kind of a vacation to see my sister in Florida, and it was funny because it was a beach house that we did our first thing because we were in Florida, and we gathered some beach props from the house, like a puffer fish and like little starfish, and we put them in the
Seashells and
we put
beach
them
chairs.
in the
Yeah.
background, and we put some cards around it, and we were known for. We've always been getting known for going big. So like we had some gold kabooms up there, like CD Lamb, and that's how it
AJ
started.
Brown, I remember. It was because it was Black Friday, Whatnot has a little discount for on their fees, a big discount on their fees. So we went big, on there, and I had a theme. We've had a lot of shows with themes of them, which is people like that as well. So that was black and gold Black Friday. So we had
Hmm.
gold kabooms, and all the cards were either gold or black, in there.
So you guys don't correct your TVs at home. They ran gold kabooms on their very first show. That is a bold, gutsy
Three.
move. Three of them. How did it go? Did you get cooked? Did you actually break even? How did it go?
I don't remember.
We did well, especially with the, I'd say without the Whatnot fees,
Yeah.
on there, we did well.
Yeah.
If it was a show, our first show with Whatnot fees, I think we'd have been a little crispy. Not too bad though.
Sure.
But in preparation for that show, we had been bigger buyers for the months prior to that, on the show and other streamers shows, and would note the big buyers in other shows as well and follow them. So we to prepare for this show, we direct message. Remember how many direct messages are sitting there at Thanksgiving sending? Direct messaging them. Some people don't like that, but we just want to say, hey, here's the kind of cards we're running, the kind of show we
Yep.
have. And our target audience needs a lot more personal touch like that.
Mm.
You guys queued on something that a lot of streamers don't do. The new ones, the veterans, is that is an easy way to market yourself is those instant messages. Sure, some people don't like it, but I mean it's free advertising. It takes maybe a half an hour just to send some
Mhm.
individual messages. I love the fact that you guys did that. I think it allowed you to hit the ground running too. You were buyers first, so you were able to create a
Mhm.
network. And so when you turned the switch on and started selling, you probably already had a nice little network, didn't you?
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of people got to know us on other streams like Shoot Polls and Comp Killers, and we were buying cards. And that's how we came pretty big.
All right, so you have been streaming since Black Friday in 2024. You've done a lot of shows since. You've sold a lot of cards. Walk me through like what is your favorite thing that you two love about streaming on Whatnot?
So yeah, our most favorite thing is the father-son duo, and that we just get to spend time with each other, selling cards, doing stuff we've always wanted to do. So,
Yeah, I'd add to that is that, you know, all this, now we're making a little bit of money, as we go, and we can talk about that in the business model, later. But the reason we started it was to spend time together. You're learning life lessons, business lessons, constantly that he's applying, and he's seeing it right now in his schoolwork, his classes that he's using. They're designing logo and graphic design. He's like, oh, I've done that.
Mm.
Those kind of
Yeah.
things. That's what it's about, for us to start. The number one point. Second thing I think we both really enjoyed is the community. Just like what you're doing with your show here is just, these are friends. It's crazy to think that some of our best friends we've never met.
Yeah,
We've never
right.
met.
Mhm.
And then we do meet them at card shows at the National or Dallas or upcoming West Coast card show, things like that. It's fantastic to meet up with people and support them, that way. But the community is really something special, and that's what's unique about Whatnot as a platform is the social selling. You can get in there, you can describe the chat, you can interact with the chat, those kind of things, and form these relationships that are pretty amazing.
You nailed it, and it's so great because you do become friends with strangers all over the world, right? And then when you finally get to meet them at a card show, it just solidifies things, doesn't it? And
It really does.
it's a special hobby. And I love what you said about how I mean the life lessons that you're learning, Jay Swizzle, just from running a business alone. Holy cow. I wish I did this at your age because
Yeah, it's awesome.
you're going to be that far ahead once you graduate high school, go to college, all that good stuff. So that's awesome. Thank you guys. What single piece of advice would you give to a brand new streamer?
Take it away.
Want me to go with that one?
Sure.
I'd say I like to answer that with two things kind of combined into one, and that's know your brand and know your audience. So start with know your brand. So I'll give you an example. What is a brand? What do people think of when they think of Nike or, whatever great brands about that? You want to hear Jay Swizzle and think, oh, this is what they're about. So our brand is that father-son, fun vibe, lots of airball dad jokes, and eye rolls that the audience can't see, things like that. And you hear lessons, and Johnny learning to drive and having finals and club tournaments and those kind of things. And people can relate to that with their own families in there. So that's number one on our brand. Number two, and not in this order, is integrity. And it's maybe a little sad, a little ironic that you have to have a brand based on integrity to sell, but it is. And there's certain streamers on Whatnot and throughout the industry, it's not just Whatnot, who are challenged with some of those integrity issues, and they probably make more money than us in the short term, but they're not in the long term. It's not long term sustainable. So our integrity that's the values that we want to have, as a family. It comes apart across in these ways on Whatnot. We tell the truth about the comps and the prices. And when we say, "Oh, we're getting cooked," or we lost money on that, we did. We lost money on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
right.
we don't give you comps two times over and those kind of things. And
Mhm.
so that, and then we've got developed a raw promise on the show. And the raw
Hmm.
promise is that if a card makes it that's raw onto the show and we see an issue with it, like tell them about the Lawrence Taylor
Yeah,
kaboom.
so we had a Lawrence Taylor Kaboom that had like we've never seen it before. It's like a manufacturer issue. It had like a little bubble in the foil. It was
Hmm.
literally weird, like where we pointed it out and our buyers, they actually we didn't get very cooked on it because our buyers are so loyal and
Sure.
they trust us with our cards and they can fix it
Yeah,
up.
the rest of the raw cards that we sell, because they know we'll point out flaws or give it away. We've given away a Drake May Kaboom
Yeah.
about a month ago
Wow.
because it was running the show and it's like a terrible corner on it. We're like, you know what? We're going
Just
to
give it
give
away.
this away.
That's
That's our raw promise.
amazing.
So that's integrity. So back to,
Yeah.
your original question, our brand is father, son, it's integrity, and then it's big singles
Hmm.
on there. And I think that's a big problem. You don't have to sell big singles to be a successful new streamer. You can sell whatever you want to, but don't confuse your audience. So that gets to that point B on this of know your brand,
Yeah.
know your audience. So don't confuse your audience in terms of like running $1 or $2 cards, which is great, but then turning around and trying to sell $1,000 card.
Mhm.
And throughout the show, you'll just confuse your audience, especially with our bigger buyers, because we run big singles. If we run a bunch of small stuff, they'll lose patience. They've got other things they're going to do. They're going to
Yeah, right.
leave and not come back.
Yep.
So know your brand, and once you do, then target those that audience with the kind of cards that you're going to run.
You're nailing some amazing pillars or cornerstones or what have you, but I think the underlying thing too, not only are you doing all these right things, but you're staying consistent at the same time. And so when someone comes onto a Jay Swizzle show, they know exactly what they're going to get from a entertainment purpose, from a card value purpose, and that's why people keep coming back. So I think you two are doing things the right way in so many ways. I was actually on your last show. I think I got a Jordan Love Sunday Kings from you guys
Yeah,
at a
I
yeah.
very
saw
good
that.
deal. At a very good
Yep.
deal, by the way. So thank you for that. I'm a diehard Packer
Yep.
fan, so that's going right to the PC.
Awesome,
But
awesome.
yeah, I am definitely going to be a regular moving forward. I love your show. So thank you. I love that advice, and it applies to new streamers and those KG old veterans as well. So thank you for that. It's not easy streaming. I say this on all my podcasts, you two. It's really hard to stream, but it's worth it. Talk to me about a challenge that you had either maybe when you started or maybe a current challenge that you have right now and what you're doing to overcome that.
Hmm. I feel like a challenge that we have right now is that it's mostly just buying as a single seller, single streamer that it's hard to buy cards at the prices you want because like our we talk about in our in-person shows our whatnot economics like 12% and it's hard to buy cards when people don't understand that or they just pulled the card and they want more money out of it. And so yeah, it's good.
I think that'll be always the biggest
Yeah.
challenge is procurement, is, buying. How do you buy right? And then with our unique issues on whatnot, it's, somewhere between, 11, 12%, including supplies and stuff like that is your costs. Premier Shop, which is hard to earn, you get a little discount on that, but for the most part, so we have to break even. To break even, we have to sell at comps and buy at 88%, to break even. So it's hard for us to buy, over that. And there's ways we've gone about that and learned in buying right. So we source from our best source is from and buying is probably
For
what?
like in-person card shows because we can talk about that thing about whatnot economics and also we can negotiate prices because on whatnot it's sometimes hard to look up if you can't find it or it's sometimes hard to just buy a card if you don't know like what it is or you don't have a source like Card Ladder to look it up.
That's right. So number one for us for sourcing is in-person card shows. We're going to do
Sure.
more of that this year. We'll talk about that later. The second thing is building Instagram has been an incredible way to build our whatnot show, and that's both promoting the show and so here's a preview of our show coming up. We'll do a video so you can see the cards that you wanna buy.
Yep.
Then also, it's the procurement side. So Instagram is a great source for people to send you cards directly, see if you want to buy them. And then you do, PayPal goods and services or maybe Zelle with somebody you like and
Sure.
know, but you can buy with enough margin in there where, it's a win-win. So those are the best place to buy, two best place to buy. And then the third is on Whatnot. We buy a ton
Yeah.
on Whatnot, and some of them might not even be to make any margin on the card, but it's for our brand of, oh, they
Yep.
have the new big kaboom, out, and to support the community because those people are also then buying on our show, and it's just goodwill. So those are three sources for procurement and how we've gotten around that big issue.
You guys are teaching me so much. I am not taking advantage of Instagram. And again, that's how I really found you, Jay Swizzle, and that's how I got inspired to do this. I believe you have over 6,000 followers. I've never bought, sold anything on Instagram, and so that is one marketing lever that I need to definitely push. And I'll probably hit you up separately for some advice on how to do that.
For sure.
Sure.
But yeah, I hear that. I hear that too. from some of the big dealers that I know is they leverage Instagram a ton, and they always say they buy at shows as well because it is tough. Like, you take the whatnot fees away, and it puts pressure, but you have to sell the card at comp to make profit, and
Yep.
sometimes that's a challenge on whatnot.
It's hard to get
It's
comp,
hard, yeah.
too. And we said earlier here is that with our brand of being honest about the numbers and feeling it with a card, in the short term, we don't make as much money as if somebody was overhyping it. Let's just put it that way. If they're
Yeah.
overhyping it and have that FOMO adrenaline, kind of running, they're going to make more money and get overcomps. You see, there's plenty of shows that do that, but I don't think that's long-term sustainable, number one. And number two, it's not good values to teach your kid.
Mm.
You're preaching to the choir. Amen. If I enter a screamer, I'm out in 2 seconds. I just can't do it. It's yeah. In short term, maybe these guys are making out, but like that's not long. That's not how you run a business. That's not long
Not,
term. It's not the right way to do it. We are down to our last question. Was that fun and fast, you guys?
yeah, for
All right. It's January 15th. We have a brand new year ahead of us. There's card shows. It's going to be an exciting year in the hobby. Good Lord, the Panini to Tops transition alone is going to make this year crazy. Let's talk about JSwizzle. What's the big plan? What's the goals, strategies? What are you guys working on for 2026?
yeah. So one of our biggest things is that we sell football, basketball, and that's mostly what we've done. But we want to get into more baseball, and that's mostly like big cards baseball, like the big names, Aaron Judge, Mickey Mantle, Elliot De La Cruz, and much more, and like the big cards like Color Blasts and the what do they call it on campuses,
Sure.
and so
Yeah,
there's
home
good.
field advantage.
Home field
Yes.
advantage.
That's
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's football.
Yeah.
We just know so much about football and basketball. We just want to get into baseball and maybe even a little bit of soccer. See how it goes.
We're looking at especially kabooms in soccer,
Okay.
building that up for the World Cup. And
Oh
I
gosh. Yeah,
think
the
I
World
think the
Cup.
World Cup, not only it's in such an international market, it's going to expand, but I think it being here in the U.S., it's going to expand the U.S. Collecting market into soccer here by the summer. So those are new sports expansions, and we're also bringing. We want to have a consistent flow of um, of uh, Grail level. We call them Swizzles instead of Grails.
Yeah.
I
Um,
love it.
uh, uh, Retired players. So your Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. We'd love to have a 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady on every show,
Every show.
a Kobe autograph on every show,
Yeah.
and an MJ, rookie on maybe once every other show. You'll see an
Yeah.
86 player, just like we're we're the guys to go to have your investment grade, cards.
hmm I love that. Let's talk about cards. So you might already own your Grail. Do you own your Grail right now? If not, what is your Grail card? We'll start with you, Jay Swizzle.
Whew. Well, obviously we're big Denver fans, and I've said this before. I'm a huge Bo Nix fan, and my our Grail cards and stuff like this is kind of like a gold kaboom Bo Nix
Beautiful.
vertical we
Wow.
brought out. Like this is kind of our PC, and
Yeah.
Bo Nix is we see a lot of potential in Bo Nix and Sean Payton's ideas,
hmm
and we kind of do have our Grail, like gold kaboom.
Pretty cool to
And
own your own Grail. Papa Swizz, is that your Grail as well, or do you have another one?
I would add to this, like uh my Grail is probably more that question of what's the one card you'd never sell sort of story. And
Yeah.
I was I started back with vintage because I'm very vintage myself in age. And I went to the 1982 National Convention in Anaheim with my parents. And I think my mom tricked my dad thinking we were just going to Disneyland, and we went to the convention, across the street. And I went in there and I was selling cards at that time. I had a mail order business before the internets, before the World Wide Webs,
Look at you go.
existed. And I was advertising in Sports Collectors Digest, weekly trade rag that you get in the mail.
Mhm.
And so I built a collection of cards and selling cards, and it was an inefficient market. There was no comps. Imagine that world. There's no comps. That was crazy. So I had a 1953 mantle, with me that I had, and I brought it to the convention. Well, my player growing up was George Brett, and his rookie jersey was for sale at the convention. I went in there with my mom, and and the jersey cost $900. And I had a again 53 tops Mickey Mantle, which is now worth a lot more than that. But at the time was $300. And I was gonna, my mom said, okay, but you've got to sacrifice. If I get this for you, you got to sacrifice and trade in that value, of that mantle. So I did because I
Mhm.
got the George Brett jersey. Well, that Christmas, that I unwrapped my Christmas present, and it was that 1953 tops Mickey Mantle that I gave to my mom to trade in for the jersey.
That's
So
awesome. So you got the
yeah, so
jersey
that's my
and the card.
grail. That's my
Yeah.
grail. So got them both. Still have them.
Yeah.
The card you would never sell. I was a huge George Brett fan, by the way, back in the day. One of my favorites. Good old
Yeah,
Kansas City Royals.
yeah.
We are pretty much at time, you guys. What an absolute pleasure. Um, let's take this time to plug yourself. When is your next show on Whatnot? What shows are you going to this year?
Yeah, so in-person card shows, we're going mostly to Dallas and maybe a West Coast card show, but
Cool.
And the
in
national,
the national,
sure.
yeah.
Love the national.
Yeah. You guys can always come see us at Denver card shows. We're always there, any local card shows in Denver, and
Awesome.
our shows are on Tuesdays, but we might have to move again because of sports and
Yeah.
school. It's always tough.
That's a challenge. That's one thing for new streamers is try to find that consistency that's part of your brand so people know, oh, I don't even have to check. I know Joel's running on this time on this day.
Yep.
Those range. That's been really key that we've found out kind of the hard way a couple times when we had to move shows.
JSwizzle, by the way, what sports do you play?
I play personally volleyball. I
Nice.
used to play basketball for a long time,
Okay.
but high school just got little much. But volleyball's been really fun,
Heck yeah.
and yeah,
He
That's very
he
cool.
has got long legs, so right now I probably look shorter than me, but when we
Yeah.
stand up, he's taller than me. He's 6'3"
yeah,
right now and growing
yeah.
What's that
at
like to
at
be that
6.
tall? Wow, that's a That's awesome. Well, hey, just to close this out, this was an absolute pleasure. Thank you too. We got Jay Swizzle and Papa Swizz. Did I say it right?
Yes,
Yep,
you did.
The ultimate
Papa Swizz.
father-son combination. Hopefully, for you guys watching this at home, this was only 20 minutes, but hopefully you got a good glimpse of how they run their amazing business. You love their passion and their love for the hobby. I see amazing things happening in 2026. I hope to meet you guys, hopefully at the Dallas Card Show in March. Are you guys thinking
In
Sure,
that?
March, we'll be
for
there.
sure, we'll be there.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to having a beverage, some juice with you, Jay Swizzle, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah.
You guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll meet you in March.
All
Thanks for
right,
having us.
we'll be in your show too,
Yeah.
Joel.